What happens when Roxas meets someone who shares his anger to an unsettling degree? Hear me out, this pairing would be an insane power fantasy. These two share a disdain for power structures that treat human life as expendable pieces on a board. There is something incredibly cathartic about imagining Roxas and Raiden dismantling systems that prey on the powerless, because both know exactly what it means to have their lives used by entitled authorities. Roxas and Raiden would find kinship in the fact that they were both taken advantage of from an early age. Raiden was a child soldier whose life was shaped by war, manipulation, and political interest far beyond his control. The person he was supposed to trust most turned his suffering into an experiment. Roxas, meanwhile, is barely brought into existence before Organization 13 gives him a purpose and a place to belong, only to use that belonging to advance its own goals. No matter how you frame Roxas's age, he is still effectively a child soldier too. Both were handed an identity by people who wanted obedience more than personhood. That shared history is why they would understand each other so well. Both are rebellious wildcards who fight on their own terms. Roxas has struggled for individuality against both Organization 13 and Sora. Raiden has accepted the violence from his past, but wants to redirect his skills toward causes that matter. Neither of them is interested in being defined by the system that made them. I think that would make them deeply aligned in how they see violence, a tool for liberation and change. Yet, Raiden harbors a darker remnant of his past: Ripper Mode. Roxas is no stranger to anger, but Jax's bloodlust is akin to a euphoric battle trance, born from severe psychological damage and sharpened into overwhelming force. For Roxas, that would probably be unsettling. It might even remind him of the kind of darkness he has had to confront in Sayax. But that is exactly why it is so interesting. If Raiden can acknowledge that part of himself and still direct it towards protecting others, then he becomes proof that carrying darkness does not automatically condemn you. You could still find some normalcy in your abnormal nature. For someone like Roxas, whose own existence feels like a deviation from the natural order, that could be incredibly meaningful. Both Roxas and Raiden are characters who channel negativity into action for a better world. They do not apologize for their anger, they use it. And that is what makes the pairing compelling. Seeing exploited people choose to weaponize their pain against the kind of world that created it feels empowering, if a little tragic. It would also be funny for Roxas to meet someone who sounds exactly like Axel and not know why.